Every story has two sides, the one that you're told and the one that's hidden. Welcome to Twisted Storytimes.
They didn't stab her in the back. They stood beside her, smiled in her face, and slowly replaced her. This is the story of friendship that was never real, and a betrayal she didn't see coming until it was too late. They didn't look like enemies. That's how it always begins. It started as three coworkers, different personalities, different energies, somehow orbiting the same space. There was an older woman, grounded, observant, kind, in a way that didn't need attention. She carried herself with quiet confidence, the kind that isn't loud but deeply felt. Then there was a younger one, beautiful, yes, but restless, always chasing attention, validation, excitement. She laughed loudly, moved quickly, and needed to be seen, especially by men. And then there was him, right in the middle, not just in age, but in energy. He was drawn to both women for different reasons, though he didn't fully understand why. At first, it felt harmless. The three of them talked, laughed, shared space like people who had naturally found each other. The younger girl flirted openly. It was expected, predictable even. But his attention didn't land where she wanted it to. It lingered on the older woman. Not because she tried, but because she didn't. She didn't chase him. She didn't perform. She didn't compete. And that intrigued him. At first, the younger one laughed it off. But attention, when not received, turns into something else. Obsession. What started as playful energy slowly shifted. Her compliments toward the older woman became backhanded. Her smiles became tight, her presence calculated. She began watching more closely, listening more carefully, and then quietly, she began to adapt. She mirrored what intrigued him. She studied what he responded to, and slowly, she inserted herself deeper into his space. The older woman didn't notice at first. Why would she? Her intentions were pure. She moved through life without expecting deception from those she welcomed. But while she was being genuine, they were being strategic. Time passed, bonds formed, but not the way she thought. Conversations that started happening without her, inside jokes formed, that wasn't part of it. Energy shifted, and she felt it before she understood it. Then came the moment, the one that reveals everything. It didn't happen loudly. No argument, no warning, just a slow, calculated turn. The young woman, once friendly, began to subtly discredit her. Small comments, slight jabs, carefully placed narratives that made the older woman seem distant, difficult, and different. And he didn't question it. He absorbed it. Because manipulation doesn't always look like lies. Sometimes it looks like repetition. But by the time the older woman realized what was happening, the bond had already shifted. The space she once held had been replaced. Not by authenticity, but by strategy. And the most painful part, she didn't lose them. She discovered them. She stepped back, not out of weakness, but out of clarity. Because once you see manipulation clearly, you can no longer participate in it blindly. The triangle didn't break her. It exposed what was never meant to be a part of. The lesson: not everyone who smiles with you is for you. Some people don't compete with who you are. They study you, then try to replace you. Pay attention to energy shifts. Pay attention to subtle changes. Pay attention to how people move when they think you're not looking. Because betrayal rarely comes from strangers. It comes from those who had access. And here's the truth. What is genuine cannot be replaced. What is real does not need to compete. And what is meant for you will never require you to fight for your position. Sometimes the loss isn't yours. It's the removal of people who were never aligned with you in the beginning. And that is protection in disguise. This is Twisted Stories, where the truth always comes out, just not how you expect it.
Thank you for turning the pages on this Twisted Story with us. If you like this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any posts from us. And remember, every twisted story have a life lesson attached to it, whether good or bad. You can learn from it and also grow. See you guys next time.